Hello, friends. Welcome to Mike Inspires Me, a show about wellness, amazing people, and information to inspire you to take charge of your life and your health. Dear food, it was love at first bite. From the moment we met, I couldn't stop thinking about you. I feel so warm inside when we're together, and when you're not around, I can't get you out of my mind. I never thought I would be hurt by loving you so much. In retrospect, I can see that there is too much of a good thing. My obsession took over my life and my health. The more I resisted you, the more I craved you inside of me. The fact of the matter is, I cannot live without you, despite knowing that I can't seem to control myself sometimes when I'm with you. I tried so hard to keep you at arm's length. I tried to control my emotions and the time we spend together. I can't escape you. I try to distract myself and avoid you. Everywhere I go, there you are, tempting me with your allure. I love you so much that I hate you, and I hate myself for loving you so much. I try to only love foods that love me back, but I still can't avoid you, despite that I feel like you don't even love me. How can you? I'm just a mere face like the others who desire you. Yet I feel like our relationship is special and personal. You always seem to comfort me when I'm down. But that's where you trick me. There's never enough. And if I have too much, I feel guilty and ashamed. I live in a world of two extremes with you. One where I'm in complete control, and one in which I lose all control. Over and over and over. I have faith that there's some hope in our relationship. Peace for my heart so I can live my life and still be with you. Each day it gets a little better, and with time, I'm learning to be strong. I know you don't care, but I still needed you to know. Love, Mike. I think that gives some pretty good insight into the world I've lived in probably the majority of my life. The world, my obsession with food. At one point, after I lost all my weight, the 200 pounds, I thought I had beaten my addiction, beaten obesity. And what I came to realize was that I never really beat it per se. But I had to learn techniques and behaviors to help me manage and deal with what I'm going to have to probably deal with the rest of my life. Now, much like any other addiction, it's something that I find myself powerless at times when I indulge. And on the other hand, unlike other addictions, it's something that I need to live. Now, certainly I don't need snacks like cookies and cake and those things, but I never stopped loving them. Just because I've transformed and just because I am extremely healthy now, doesn't mean that those cravings don't go away. So I have to allow myself to have those things. I also have a partner who isn't on the same sort of health plan that I am, and because of that, does have things like cookies and ice cream and things that are around. Now, in the past, I've told you guys when I've binge ate, and I still do. And I don't kick myself for it. I certainly have I'm going to put quotes, enough room to handle it with the amount of activity and the amount of, I guess, clean eating that I'm doing. But it's not helpful or healthy. And I have learned not to beat myself up when it happens. But it's a struggle sometimes because I think for the longest time I felt ashamed of it. But the more I come clean with it, the more I'm transparent to you about what this journey really is for me, then I feel like you're getting the full picture. Because I don't want to sell you an idea that, this is just you get healthy, lose all the weight, and, everything's perfect. It's hard work. However, having said that, my life is infinitely better now than it was prior. And it's in so many ways. My health, my mental health, my attitude towards life, my zest for life, the fact that I want to live, that I want to thrive. So if it takes me the rest of my life to deal with this, I'm fine with that. But there are those times where I feel like I'm going crazy. I've had moments when I have binge ate in the middle of the night and I've sat in tears wondering if I was crazy. I mean, why would I go and sabotage myself? And I've talked to you guys. I remember I put out a post one morning when I, confessed once again that I did it and that I felt disgusted with myself. But I'm finding that the more I'm open about it, the more I talk about it, I feel less ashamed. I find that, yes, I know that other people struggle with it, but it gives me an outlet to be able to say that, hey, I'm human, and I don't want you to feel like when you reach these things that it's going to defeat you. Because the one thing, probably when people asked, what is your secret, is that I don't let this defeat me, and that I keep pushing forward, and that I keep working, doing things to manage, doing things to live with this sort of obsession, this struggle internal. I'm a happy person, and I don't want you to think that I can't enjoy food. I love food, obviously. That's why I wrote Dear Food. But it's a complicated relationship. Because much like I said, there are times that I can't seem to control myself. And the weird thing is, like when I do fasting, which I do periodically for, I've started to for health reasons, I can execute it perfectly without binge eating at all. But for some reason, when I allow myself to go loose, I go hog wild. And it's funny because it's not too dissimilar that experiences I've had with alcohol, which I was never a frequent drinker, but on the rare occasions that I did drink, I drank to excess. So it doesn't surprise me that, I have that sort of control thing. And it's like, well, don't you have any self-control? Well, why is it I can do a 72-hour fast perfectly? And yet I struggle with allowing myself to have just enough. It's like one cookie is never enough, right? It's like those Pringles or whatever it is, commercially, you can't eat just one. I can't remember what chips, but you get the point, right? You can't eat just one. And I get it. Guys, feel free. I know you're going to tell me, there's trigger foods. I know all about those things. You're going to tell me about the psychological aspects. I know all that. The biochemical. I know all that. I also well know that the more I micromanage myself, the worse it gets. Okay. The ironic thing is when I, like I said, with the fasting, I seem to be fine, which I think I'm going to continue doing because it really does help me. And I feel good too, physically and mentally. Actually really sharp when I'm fasting. It feels good. But those times when I'm don't when I do allow myself, I don't know. I'm not worried about it, but it is something that I want to share with you guys because I care about you and I don't want you to ever think that, this is something you're just going to jump into and it's going to be a perfect ride. I said, in the interview with Vance Hines, it's not a straight line. There's going to be many ups and downs during the journey to health and during the maintenance the rest of your life. You're going to slip, but I don't want you to fall. But if you do, get back up, get back up, get back up. Well, I hope this was helpful. I am going to continue to share these things. I've got some exciting podcasts coming up for you guys. Really, really cool stuff. There's going to be eventually a secret podcasting going on. I may split off and do another offshoot of this. But for this particular Mike Inspires Me podcast, there's going to be some really cool guests, such as some well-known doctors and authors I've got lined up. We'll hopefully get them in soon. Some fitness professionals who I'm really excited about. Some are good friends of mine, and then some new ones that I'll be introducing to you, talking about their journeys. More people who've had inspiring stories, weight loss stories, other addiction things. And if you have a story and you'd like to come on, let me know. I've got quite a list here right now of some folks that I've already spoken to and I do need to get to eventually. So be patient. We'll get around it. I'm still juggling a whole other full-time job while I'm doing this, but I'm inspired to keep moving and keep sharing with you guys. I'm on fire with getting this done, and I'm excited about what all this can do to help inspire people and learn and hopefully get you to think about putting your health first, take charge of your life and your health. I hope you guys are having a great day, evening, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are in this world. And as always, stay awesome.